Norwegian Institute for Air Research on April the 4th model showed a steady plume across the ocean, across North America, and then across the Atlantic and Europe. That was April the 4th. And this is May 11th, 2011. 1 month later, the plume is still there, still stretching all the way across the Pacific, North America, the Atlantic, and everywhere else. And it's only based upon a single element or a couple. It's not based on the meltdown, the melt-throughs, the meltdown, or the reactors that were on the roof. And Tepco came out a week ago and admitted they covered all of that up. And so it's time to have a conversation about this. It never stopped coming out. It still looks like that. And the effects might take a decade or so to show up in the human population because we're so far up the food chain. But the Pacific Ocean is playing out an extinction event. And it's important to remember it's uranium cores. Melted uranium cores, not melted cesium cores, not melted iodine cores, not melted the other manifestations of the chain reaction. We put uranium in it. And so no one bothers talking about the uranium, but they show you purple, which is potassium-40, and potassium-40 is natural. It wouldn't come from chain reaction. And so they put those connotations in there because subconsciously you learned that in school years ago, and you don't. And so that's how this works against you. But now they're building an ice wall instead of a real wall because the government will pay for the ice wall because it's experimental, where Tepco shareholders would have to pay for the real wall and solve the problem. Not that we can solve that problem. The whole area becomes liquefaction. And then everything becomes more trouble. The sites blew up. The reactors blew up. They're completely destroyed, and Tepco came out and admitted that a few days ago, finally, after 5 years. So the entire Pacific Ocean was contaminated just from the fallout. But we still got to stop the stuff that's running down the mountain and into the facility with the ice wall. That shouldn't exist. It should be a real wall. And a couple of them. For the same price. It's $500 million almost spent on the ice wall already. Yeah? So if Australia is going to take back all of its nuclear waste, maybe China can take back all of its TV sets.